2016. The Panama Papers sent shockwaves around the world. Millions of leaked documents exposed a hidden financial system. Politicians, billionaires, celebrities, all implicated. They used tax havens to hide trillions of dollars. The world caught a glimpse of the black money machine. This is the story of the invisible empire. Black money thrives in secrecy. It flows through a network of shell companies and tax havens. Lawyers, bankers, and accountants act as its gatekeepers. This is the story of how black money controls the world. Black money operates in the shadows. It is money earned illegally or hidden from tax authorities. This untaxed income creates a parallel economy. Black money is the fuel of corruption. It lines the pockets of corrupt officials and funds criminal enterprises. But black money is not confined to the criminal underworld. The wealthy elite use tax havens and shell companies to shield their fortunes. This hidden wealth creates a two-tiered system. The sources of black money are diverse and far-reaching. Corruption is a primary driver. Bribes, kickbacks, and embezzlement funnel public funds into private hands. Organized crime generates vast sums through illegal activities. Drug trafficking, arms dealing, and human trafficking all rely on black money networks. Tax evasion is another major source of black money. Cryptocurrencies, with their anonymity and decentralized nature, are increasingly used to launder illicit funds. The flow of black money is a global crisis. The International Monetary Fund estimates that trillions of dollars are laundered each year. Developing countries are hit particularly hard. Corruption and illicit financial flows drain resources from those who need them most. The fight against black money requires a global response. It is about creating a fairer, more equitable world for all. Scattered across the globe are islands of secrecy. These are the tax havens, jurisdictions with opaque financial regulations and low or zero tax rates. These havens offer anonymity and impunity to those seeking to hide their wealth. They allow for the creation of shell companies, entities with no real business activity, existing solely to hold assets in obscure ownership. They are the linchpins of the black money empire. The black money empire relies on a network of enablers. Lawyers, accountants, and bankers who provide the expertise and infrastructure to move and conceal illicit funds. These professionals create complex corporate structures, layering shell companies upon shell companies to obfuscate the money trail. Banks play a crucial role in the laundering process. Money laundering is the process of taking dirty money and making it appear clean. It is a complex cycle involving three key stages: placement, layering, and integration. Placement is the initial injection of illicit funds into the financial system. Layering involves moving the funds through a series of complex transactions to disguise their origin and ownership. Integration is the final stage, where the laundered money is reintroduced into the legitimate economy. The digital age has created new opportunities for money launderers. Cryptocurrencies, with their pseudonymous nature and decentralized structure, offer a degree of anonymity. Online platforms provide avenues for laundering money through microtransactions and cross-border transfers. The rise of the dark web has created an entirely new underground economy. Law enforcement agencies are struggling to keep up with the rapid pace of technological change. The final destination for laundered money is the legitimate economy. Once the money has been cleaned, it is used to purchase assets, invest in businesses, and influence political systems. Real estate is a favored investment for those seeking to launder money. Black money also finds its way into art, collectibles, and luxury goods. The influx of black money into the legitimate economy distorts markets and fuels inequality. The image of a shadowy underworld figure often comes to mind when we think of black money. The true beneficiaries of this shadow economy are often found in the upper echelons of society. They move in circles of power and influence, their wealth cloaked in legitimacy. This section delves into the various players who benefit from black money. The ultra-wealthy, the top 1%, benefit immensely from the black money system. They use a complex web of offshore accounts, shell companies and tax havens to shield their fortunes from scrutiny and taxation. This tax avoidance scheme deprives governments of trillions of dollars in revenue each year. The Panama Papers offered a stark glimpse into this world of hidden wealth. These revelations sparked outrage and calls for greater transparency, but the system remains largely intact. This concentration of wealth in the hands of a few has far-reaching consequences. Black money is the lifeblood of corruption. It is the currency of bribes, kickbacks, and illicit deals that undermine the integrity of governments and institutions worldwide. Corrupt politicians exploit their positions of power for personal gain, diverting public funds and resources into their own pockets. This abuse of power has a devastating impact on societies. The FIFA scandal, like countless others, underscores the corrosive influence of black money on institutions. Multinational corporations, with their vast resources and global reach, are also major beneficiaries of the black money system. They employ sophisticated accounting techniques and exploit legal loopholes to shift their profits to low-tax jurisdictions. Tech giants like Apple, Google, and Amazon have faced intense scrutiny for their tax practices. These practices, while technically legal, raise ethical questions about corporate responsibility. The actions of these corporate players have real-world consequences. This disparity fuels public anger and resentment, eroding trust in institutions. Black money is a corrosive force eating away at the very foundations of justice and democracy. When the wealthy and powerful operate above the law, it erodes trust in institutions and undermines the rule of law. This impunity breeds cynicism and disillusionment. Corrupt officials enact laws and policies that benefit their benefactors, not the public good. This erosion of the rule of law creates a climate of fear and uncertainty. The black money economy thrives on inequality, exacerbating the gap between the rich and the poor. As trillions of dollars are siphoned off into offshore accounts and tax havens, governments are deprived of the resources needed to fund essential public services. This financial drain disproportionately affects the most vulnerable in society. Meanwhile, the wealthy elite enjoy a life of privilege and luxury. This growing divide fuels resentment, social unrest, and instability. The consequences of this inequality are far-reaching. Section 3. Fueling conflict and terror. The black money trail often leads to the darkest corners of the world, financing conflict, terrorism, and organized crime. Illicit funds flowing through a labyrinthine network of shell companies and clandestine accounts provide a lifeline to rogue regimes, terrorist organizations, and criminal syndicates. These groups, operating outside the bounds of law, rely on black money to purchase weapons, recruit members, and carry out their deadly agendas. The anonymity and lack of accountability offered by the black money system make it the ideal conduit for funding activities that thrive in the shadows. The consequences are devastating. Conflicts, fueled by black money, drag on for years, claiming countless lives and displacing millions. Terrorist attacks spread fear and instability across the globe, and organized crime networks, flush with illicit cash, tighten their grip on communities, corrupting officials and undermining the rule of law. The fight against black money is not just about financial integrity, it is an integral part of the global fight against terrorism and organized crime. By cutting off the flow of illicit funds, we can weaken these dangerous groups, reduce their capacity to operate, and create a safer, more secure world. Section 4. A House of Cards. The black money economy, despite its outward appearance of stability, is built on a foundation of sand. Its reliance on secrecy, deception, and a lack of accountability creates a system inherently vulnerable to shocks and crises. When trust evaporates and the true extent of illicit activities is revealed, the entire edifice can crumble. Financial crises, often triggered by the collapse of asset bubbles inflated by black money, can have devastating global consequences. The 2008 global financial crisis, partly fueled by unregulated financial instruments and opaque transactions, serves as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of the global economy and the potential for contagion when trust in the system breaks down. Moreover, the rise of cryptocurrencies, while offering new possibilities for financial innovation, also presents new challenges in the fight against black money. The decentralized and pseudonymous nature of cryptocurrencies makes them attractive to those seeking to move funds anonymously, potentially providing a new avenue for money laundering and illicit activities. The fight against black money is an ongoing battle, requiring constant vigilance and adaptation. As technology evolves and new loopholes are discovered, governments, law enforcement agencies, and international organizations must work together to strengthen regulations, enhance transparency, and close the net on those who seek to operate in the shadows. The fight against black money is a global endeavor requiring coordinated action from governments, international organizations, and civil society. Recognizing the threat posed by this hidden economy, a growing movement is underway to dismantle the structures that enable it and bring those who operate in the shadows to justice. International organizations such as the Financial Action Task Force, the International Monetary Fund, and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime are leading the charge. They develop global standards, monitor compliance, and provide technical assistance to countries in strengthening their anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing regimes. Governments around the world are implementing stricter regulations, enhancing transparency in financial transactions, and increasing cooperation in sharing information and intelligence. Tax havens, once considered impenetrable fortresses of secrecy, are facing mounting pressure to reform their practices and cooperate with international investigations. This global effort is yielding results. More illicit funds are being detected and seized, shell companies are being exposed, and the individuals behind these complex schemes are facing prosecution. The message is clear: the era of impunity is coming to an end. Despite these encouraging developments, the fight against black money is far from over. The forces behind this shadow economy are adaptable and resourceful, constantly seeking new ways to circumvent regulations and exploit vulnerabilities in the global financial system. The rapid pace of technological innovation, while offering new opportunities for growth and development, also presents new challenges in combating illicit financial flows. Cryptocurrencies, with their decentralized nature and potential for anonymity, are increasingly being used for money laundering and other illegal activities. Moreover, the fight against black money is often hampered by a lack of political will and resources, particularly in developing countries struggling with corruption and weak governance. The allure of illicit wealth can be strong, and those in positions of power often have vested interest in maintaining the status quo. The battle against black money is a continuous process, requiring sustained effort, innovation, and unwavering commitment from all stakeholders. It is a battle that must be fought on multiple fronts: strengthening regulations, enhancing enforcement, promoting transparency, and fostering a global culture of accountability. The invisible empire of black money may seem like a distant threat, a problem for governments and international organizations to address, but its impact is deeply personal, affecting the lives of every citizen in profound ways. When public services are starved of funding, when hospitals lack essential supplies, when schools crumble from neglect, it is ordinary citizens who bear the brunt of the black money system. It is their health, education, and future that are compromised. When corruption flourishes, when contracts are awarded through bribery, when those in power prioritize personal enrichment over the public good, it erodes trust in institutions, fuels cynicism, and undermines the very fabric of society. It creates a climate of impunity where the rules are rigged in favor of the wealthy and powerful, leaving ordinary citizens feeling powerless and disillusioned. The fight against black money is not just about economics. It is about reclaiming our values, restoring trust, and creating a world where everyone has an equal opportunity to thrive. It is a fight for a fairer, more just, and equitable society. The invisible empire of black money can be dismantled, but it requires a collective effort, a global awakening to the insidious nature of this hidden economy and the devastating consequences of its unchecked power. It demands action, not just from governments and international organizations, but from every citizen who believes in a fairer, more just world. We must demand transparency from our leaders, holding them accountable for their actions, and insisting on a system of governance that prioritizes the public good over private interests. We must support organizations working to expose corruption, strengthen regulations, and close the loopholes that allow black money to flourish. We must educate ourselves about the mechanisms of black money, understanding how it flows through the global financial system and the individuals and entities that benefit from its illicit trade. We must be vigilant in our own communities, reporting suspicious activities and refusing to turn a blind eye to corruption and wrongdoing. The fight against black money is a fight for the soul of our world. It is a fight for justice, equality, and the kind of future we want to leave for generations to come. It is a fight we cannot afford to lose.